was pandemonium in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, today after a commercial driver was shot dead, allegedly by operatives of the Nigeria Customs Service. The father of four was said to have been killed at a village on his way to deliver some bags of rice to one of his customers, which, according to an eyewitness, were thought to be smuggled goods. On receiving the news, scores of residents stormed the state headquarters of the Customs Service along Quarry Road in Abeokuta, threatening to dump the remains of the late transporter within the premises. While the police spokesman in the state, Abimbola Oyeyemi, confirmed the incident, his counterpart in the Ogun Area Command of the Customs, Usman Abubakar, distanced the service from the killing, but added that investigations into the matter are ongoing. Let's take a look at some sports now. Here's Charles Eruka.
Welcome to Sports News. It appears the proposed bout between Amir Khan and WBO world welterweight champion Manny Pacquiao will not hold after all. The two fighters had announced the super fight for April the 23rd on Twitter, but Pacquiao's promoter Bob Arum has revealed to ESPN that the agreement is now dead. Arum also told the Los Angeles Times that the $38 million offer for the bout had failed to materialize and that the duo could not face each other until the second half of 2017 under revised terms. He says negotiations are already underway to get an alternative opponent for his client. And now to football. Barcelona have spectacularly qualified for the quarterfinal of the 2016-2017 UEFA Champions League. Trailing 4-0 from the first leg a fortnight ago, the Spanish champions needed a late goal from Sergio Roberto to oust Paris Saint-Germain 6-1 and advance on a 6-5 goal aggregate. Meanwhile, former African Footballer of the Year Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored a hat-trick as Borussia Dortmund thrashed Benfica 4-0 to advance 4-1 on aggregate. On the domestic scene, Kano Pillars have continued their fine form in the Nigerian Professional Football League with a 1-0 win over Wiki Tourists in Kano. Al-Hassan Ibrahim scored the only goal in the 35th minute to take the three-time champions to third spot on the log with 20 points. Godwin Obaje opened his goals account with a brace as FA Cup champions FC Ifeanyi thrashed struggling Remo Stars 3-0 in Nnewi. That's it on Sports News. Ijoma will be back in a moment with the rest of the news at 10.
And in order to adequately fight youth restiveness, pipeline vandalism and the mindset of marginalization by the youth from the Niger Delta area, the Bayelsa State government has built the Ijaw National Academy, which is a compulsory boarding secondary school to train young Bayelsans who have been selected for full scholarship from the state government.
5 years ago, on assumption of office, Governor Seraki Dixon declared a state of emergency on education in Bayelsa State.
The development of human capital is our most compelling and urgent need. That is why we promise you free and compulsory education for all our children in primary and secondary schools, with emphasis on computer literacy, science and technology.
To encourage learning in the state, the best from the public primary schools in the creeks were awarded full boarding scholarship, fed and accommodated at the Teachers Training Institute. Though a temporary accommodation, the pupils were appreciative of the state government gesture.
And the school is actually fun. Most of the teachers here have good experiences.
Less than 1 year after the promise to relocate them to a permanent site, the Ijaw National Academy is ready for takeoff, with just a few finishing touches needed before academic activities commence in earnest. Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State, John Jonah, who leads a delegation for an inspection of the school, speaks on the relevance of the academy.
This school will take discipline very seriously, because we must redirect the energy of our youth to ensure that they become very useful citizens. That is why we have applied to the security services, provide personnel to train them on drills. So when you say drills, I'm standing here, I should represent drill.
To ensure that this novel initiative by the state government is not abused, the Deputy Governor also says a bill to provide avenues for its continuous funding will be immediately sent to the Bayelsa State House of Assembly for a proper legislative framework.
19 people have been killed in a fire that erupted at a children's care home in Guatemala City. 25 other people were injured in the fire, which cause remains unclear. Now, witnesses said the fire ripped through the shelter in minutes. Firefighters battled to contain the flames as desperate family members arrived at the scene to try to find their loved ones. And the main news again. The acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, today announced the federal government's commitment of 1.6 billion naira to the Women's Empowerment Fund as Nigerian women join their counterparts to mark International Women's Day. Also today, the rights and challenges of Nigerian women and gains recorded by the women here in Nigeria came under focus on the occasion of the International Women's Day. And a fire swept through a children's care home today in Guatemala, killing at least 19 people. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Honyato, and happy International Women's Day to all women out there. Good night.